January, Monday. Today has been a wild day and it's all because of Dad. At work, he and his team reached their sales quota, so they were celebrating. Dad decided to be a dum-dum and throw a freaking stapler as hard as he can in the air while celebrating. It hit one of his coworkers in the face and killed her instantly.
Woohoo! Go team! Let me throw the stapler real quick!
I guess that caused something inside of him to awaken because he killed everyone in his office after that. I don't know the details, but the news said that the office was covered in blood. There was a manhunt for Dad, and police officers were stationed throughout Plainview to find him. I heard someone knocking on the door, and it was Dad. He told me to give him the keys to Mom's car, and just then the doorbell rang, and Roderick answered it. The police were at the door asking Roderick if he had seen Dad recently. I quickly grabbed the keys and then gave them to Dad. He told me to follow him to the car and get in the passenger seat. Looking back on it, it was pretty dumb of me to get in with him. Dad started driving as fast as he could out of Plainview. I told him that he should drop me off on the side of the road and I wouldn't tell anyone that I'd seen him. He looked angry when I said that. Dad just dropped me off on the side of the road and I swear I won't tell anyone that I saw you. Dad told me that I was an accessory to murder now and that he would tell the police I helped him escape if he got caught. He said that he needed my help with something and after that I could leave. This is bullcrap. At least I thought I brought my journal with me so I can write about what happened. Dad drove for a while and then stopped at a motel. I was kind of angry because I wanted to stay at a fancy hotel, but I decided it might be better not saying anything to Dad about that. He paid in cash so that the room couldn't be traced to him. Hopefully tomorrow goes better than today. Tuesday. I woke up and I was confused where I was at first. Then reality sunk in, and I realized I was at a motel with Dad and that he was on the run from the law. Dad told me to get moving, and I asked him where we were going. He said it was going to be a fun surprise. We arrived at a nearby convention for movies, shows, and comics. I was surprised since I thought Dad was up to something sinister. This was the happiest I had ever seen Dad in my life. I thought it was pretty pathetic being around all these nerds made him so happy though. I followed him to the Celebro and he stopped by a booth for one of the actors from some movie series. Dad introduced himself to the actor and said he was a big fan of him. They talked at the movies for a while. Dad then told the actor that he should leave the convention now, but the actor said he still needed to stay at the booth for another 5 hours. Dad said he was sad to hear that and walked away. I followed him and was confused about why he said all that. Dad went to the car and got a costume, axe, and a bag of some stuff out. He walked back into the convention hall, so I followed him. I asked Dad what he was going to do, and he said he was about to use his axe and a bag of weapons to slaughter as many people as possible. And he said that I should probably leave unless I was planning on joining him. I decided to leave. I thought about warning everyone, but I decided not to because I didn't care about these lame nerds. Plus, the people in the fursuits creeped me out, and maybe it was better if Dad put them down. I left the convention and walked back to the motel since it was pretty close by, and I had a copy of that room key. I turned on the TV and saw a breaking news report that a man was attacking people with medieval weapons at a local convention. I didn't need this toxicity in my life right now, so I went to the bathroom and took a quick bubble bath. I watched Rick and Morty on TV while waiting for Dad to come back. Eventually it got late, so I decided to go to bed. I wonder if I'll see Dad in the room tomorrow morning. Wednesday. I slept great last night, but Dad woke me up early this morning. Wake up! I asked Dad how the convention went, and he said he got a ton of kills and was able to escape by sneaking out with the fleeing cloud while wearing a fursuit that he got from one of the booths. I have another reason to hate furries. Dad told me to get in the car and drove me to Uncle Gary's place. Uncle Gary answered the door and seemed unfazed to see Dad. Dad started unpacking in the guest room and Uncle Gary said he needed to talk to me. Uncle Gary said he wasn't surprised about Dad's actions because the men in the Heffley family just have a lust for blood. Uncle Gary said that Grandpa is a serial killer and murdered a whole bunch of women in the 70s. He got away with it by framing some guy named Ted Bundy who ended up getting executed. Grandpa said that I'm his favorite person in the family though, so he must not be that bad of a guy.
Gregory is my favorite.
Uncle Gary then told me that Uncle Joe killed a whole bunch of people too, and sent a bunch of cryptic letters to mess with the police. He said that his killings were associated with astrological signs or something. It's going to be weird seeing Uncle Joe after all this. We go to church with him, and I don't think I'll be comfortable around him anymore. I asked Uncle Gary if he's done stuff like this too. Uncle Gary said he works at a pizzeria with animatronics and his boss is some guy named William Afton. He said he wears an animal mascot costume and his boss wears a bunny costume when they kill people at the pet pizzeria. Wait, I'm seeing some type of pattern here. I just can't see it. That explains why he was late to one of his weddings. Sorry, late. Work was murder. I asked him who he kills and what he does with the bodies, but he said he would tell me when I'm older. He told me to tell mom not to bring Manny to the place he works at too. I was upset about what Uncle Gary told me because if I told mom not to bring Manny to that pizzeria, then she probably wouldn't take me either. I decided to not tell mom since I really like seeing those animatronics, especially the bear one. I was surprised to hear all this, but then I had an idea. I went to Uncle Gary's computer and started writing on it. I decided to write about all this, including my trip with Dad. And then Netflix can make a TV show about it starring me! Who took me to convention and killed multiple people? I could become rich and famous through this. Also, this could give me a really cute girlfriend, since some girls really like serial killers, like that guy with glasses in that popular Netflix show who killed and ate people. Even though I haven't killed anybody yet, it's technically in my blood, so some girls may find that really, really hot. I printed an outline of what could be in the show. Uncle Gary showed me to my room and then I went to bed. Thursday, Dad woke me up early again. Hop, 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 let's go, let's go! Ugh, this was the last straw. I called him a loser for waking me up this early again. Dad didn't care because that I called him that and said he woke me up because I needed to get the hell out. I asked him why he brought me along with him in the first place since I didn't even need to do anything. And he said I would have been his hostage if he gotten spotted by the police. Dad also said he stashed a tons of cash at Uncle Gary's place and that he was going to Mexico now. He was wanted in the US. I asked him what he was going to do in Mexico, and he said that he was going to start a new family and kill people every once in a while to satisfy his bloodlust. I asked if I could go with him for a while since I like Mexican food a lot and wanted to learn Spanish. I'm pretty bad at it right now. Te amo! Te amo! Dad told me to go frick myself, and that this would be the last time I see him. He said hopefully his new family would be less of a disappointment than his current one. Dad left, and I called Roger to pick me up at Uncle Gary's house. He arrived and said that everyone was super worried about me since I was missing for the past 4 days. He drove me back and looked like he was holding back tears. When I got home, Mom started crying and asked if I was okay. I said I was fine and that I just had to follow Dad around for the past few days. Roger and Manny started crying too, but I just rolled my eyes and went to my room. I'm super stoked that Dad kidnapped me since I'm probably going to be on the news soon and get famous. Plus, when I make my script about how Dad and the other killer Hefty family, I'm going to be even more famous and get a Netflix deal for sure.